Hello everybody and welcome to Sanjit and Nigel Talk Pokemon! Yeah! Okay, I think that went well. Welcome to Sanjit and Nigel Talk Pokemon. It's really Sanjit and Nigel's CPU project, but I haven't got new title screens yet, so we're just gonna roll with this for now. We've just uploaded. In fact, it's uploading as I do this video. We uploaded part 1 of Sanjit and Nigel Talk Pokemon CPU project thing. This is part 2. Now, if you want to go see part 1, it's about 10 minutes long. It's got most of that is probably announcements about LPs and channels and recording software, so not that interesting. So I'll give you the capsule review of what this is. Basically, me and Nigel are making a composite Pokemon universe. If we could choose one region and choose cities from different regions to put in it, that's what we're doing. And we've chosen Kanto as our template. That's as far as we've got in telling you what we've got in there. We've chosen Kanto, so we're replacing Pallet Town with something, replacing Viridian City with something. We might keep some Kanto cities the same, who knows at this point. So hopefully you understand that. If not, go watch the other video and be further confused. It'll be the last one uploaded on my channel before this one, I would imagine. So let's get into it, Nigel. The big drum roll, please, because we've chosen our starting town. Yes, we have. In Kanto, you started in Pallet Town. In Johto, it was New Bark Town. In Hoenn, it was Twin Leaf. No, Little Root Town. In Sinnoh, it was Twin Leaf Town, I think. And in Unova, it was a town, but in Black White 2, it was a city, actually, a Spursha city. That was a little bit different. But it is none of those where you will start your adventure in Sanjit and Nigel land. Oh no, you will be starting your adventure in Johto's finest, in Blackthorn City. That's right, a controversial choice. The last town you visit in Johto is the first one. You start from here. So Blackthorn City is where Pallet Town would be. Obviously, you've got to imagine a few changes to it. So, maybe, when you leave it, you don't go into the big ice path. And there's going to be some mountains, but you've still got the water coming into Blackthorn from below. While Pallet Town's got water beneath it, that's still there. So you're gonna have to sort of smoosh it up in your brain a bit to make them fit, but we're gonna give you the artistic license to do that. So you start in Blackthorn City. Now, why have we chosen this, Nigel? Well, it's a small town, and we think that concept has served the Pokemon games well. However, it's starting to get a little bit stale, and I think that's why they made, Black White 2, you start in a city. I mean, there's nothing in the city that you wouldn't find in this basic starting town, but we it was a bit different than just being the small town hero, really. And but for our game, we thought that was good. But we also thought Blackthorn presents some opportunities. Maybe you could choose to start as a dragon trainer or a normal trainer. Normal trainers will be given, the starter Pokemon. But the Blackthorn City, if you went for the Dragon type, then maybe you'd start with Dratini or Bagon or Gibble or one of them critters. So yeah, I think that presents quite a few useful, interesting scenarios. I think Blackthorn's a small town, but it's also a tough town. Yes, and we also thought you would have the Blackthorn City gym in Blackthorn City. And it could be run, if you chose dragons, you could be, descended from Land Sinclair, and maybe you'd fight the gym leader there, but you're too weak at the start, so you have to go on your journey, and Blackthorn City will be the last gym you fight. So I think that's quite good. I quite like Blackthorn City as our starter. Now, Nigel, how do you get out of Blackthorn City? How do you head towards Viridian City, even though it's not going to be Viridian City waiting for you, if you follow? Right. Well, we thought we'd have a sort of reduced ice path. So we're going to adapt the ice path, which is slightly against the rules, but, it's our game, so, screw it. So we thought we'd have sort of sliding things, the sliding ice, but basically, it only slides one way. It's like you leave Blackthorn City and you're going down a hill, and there's a path running up the hill, or like next to you, but that needs strength to get into, so you can't get it yet. So once you've left Blackthorn City, once you've gone down my sliding ice path, you can't get back to it. Your starter town is unavailable to you until the end of the game, until you surfed up from what might be Cinnabar Island, whatever we're going to put there. If that follows. You really have to have a working knowledge of Kanto to follow this, I'm afraid, so whoa, if you don't, sorry about that. But basically you go down an ice slide and you can't get back to your hometown. I think that's quite a nice touch. And then you are into a route between Blackthorn City and what might be Viridian City. And this route in the Kanto games is where you get Pidgey and Rattata. We're not going for too drastic a change, are we, Sanjit? No, what we're going to do is we're going to have the route from Cherry Grove City to Violet City between it. That's what we're going for. I think it's, you know, you get Mr. Pokemon on that route, and I think it's a little bit more interesting than the Pallet Town Viridian City route. So that's one we've got. And where does that route turn out, Nigel? That route goes to our second city it's already been mentioned, Violet City. We're going to have Violet City. And Violet City doesn't get too much love, really. I mean, it's not hated because, you know, Pokemon cities are rarely debated unless they're very good or very, very bad. But Violet City, I think, is very, very good because you've got Sprout Tower, which is a good opening training thing. You've got a good gym in Faulkner and the Pokemon School. Not that anyone really uses that, but you know, it's all there. So yeah, I think that's a good one to go to, don't you? I think Violet City is a good starter. Yes. Now the thing is, so you're gonna have to smoosh it a bit again because the same sort of routes off Viridian City still apply to Violet City. So roads, you know, they're not gonna be moved. You're just gonna have to move a few houses in Violet City, shrunk them apart so it still works. So when you leave Violet City, you're gonna be headed north up a little route to where, Nigel? We've left that route the same when you leave Violet City to how it is when you leave Viridian City, and you're gonna come to a forest. Sorry, quick recording break there. You're gonna come to a forest, and me and Sanjit thought long and hard about what that forest should be. Yes, we considered every forest in the games, and we also thought about things that maybe weren't forests that we could put in there, you know, different attractions, but in the end we felt we had to have a forest. And what have we gone for? Well, we have changed Viridian Forest into Viridian Forest. Yes, that's right. Why mess with Viridian Forest? There are reasons for this. What were they? Well, we didn't like the forest in Sinnoh. I've forgotten its name, but it was big, ungainly, and it had the old chateau, which is great, which we're gonna put in a little bit later. But we thought that's fantastic. But the rest of the forest is a bit blur. Pinwheel Forest in Unova's blur. Elix Forest is good, but we went with Viridian, and one of the reasons is just the excitement of finding a Pikachu in Viridian Forest. I mean, Elix Forest doesn't really offer too much, but Viridian Forest offers Pikachu. And I know we can move Pikachu around, but there's also something about Viridian is that we got lost there when we were a kid playing. We managed to get lost for a long time in Viridian Forest. This was because we didn't realize that the exit to Viridian Forest was actually an exit. We thought it was a dead end. Whether that's the game's fault or ours, we don't know. But probably ours. Oh dear, I just swallowed badly. Sanjit, take over. Right, so yeah, we got lost in Viridian Forest. So it's managed to bamboozle us. So we went with it, and we like it. And the thrill of finding a Pikachu in there when we were a kid, the little chubby Pikachu version, was too much. So we had to. We had to put Viridian Forest as our forest. So you come out of Viridian Forest and you enter Pewter City, but it's not Pewter City. We like Pewter City. I think it's a very underrated city, and I think every city in Kanto does a wonderful job. However, Nigel, if you've recovered, we haven't gone for Pewter City, have we? No, so far we've gone for Blackthorn City from Gen 2, Violet City from Gen 2, and a route from Gen 2, and then a route from Gen 1, Viridian Forest from Gen 1. So really, the later generations are not represented. until now, because we've gone for one of the most recent cities to replace Pewter. We've gone for Burbank City. Yes, now, a lot of people are unfamiliar with the newer names, they just don't seem to click. But in Black and White 2, you don't start from wherever you start in Black White 1. You start in a different place, and there's sort of 3 cities that are sort of there just as a new start to the games, and I think they're some of the best work that Game Freak has done city-wise in a while, and I think Burbank Town is a great city. It's rainy, it's grungy, it's got a rock club gym. I love the whole grungy feel of the town. It's very different to a lot of others that you get, and I really like it. So Burbank City is going where Pewter City went. I thought this made a nice sort of symmetry with Violet City, because Violet City is very old, very respectable, very historic. And then you've got Burbank City, which is very grungy, very punky, very in your like Violet City sort of So there's sort of a rivalry separated by Viridian Forest. You could have people like on the edge of the forest saying, "Thank God this forest is here. Otherwise, we'd be really close to that horrible Burbank scum or those stuck-up Violet City people." So yeah, there you go. I thought that worked pretty well. And now, where the Science Museum is on Pewter, and where PokerStar Studios is in Burbank, that's where Burbank is. If you were struggling to remember, PokerStar Studios is above it. We're not having PokerStar Studio in our game because it's a bit silly. But what we're gonna do is sort of make a bit of a ghostly path up there, and maybe have the old chateau sort of extend the top of Pewter City, or Burbank City as it is now. Just extend it, make a bit of barren land, and then just shove the old chateau up there, like as on an old hill on the corner. Yeah, you could have like a little hilly path going up to it, a bit like Mount Pyre. It is Pyre, isn't it? Yeah, so you could maybe have like a Mount Pyre's path going up to the old chateau. Just a little one, nothing too major, just like an old haunted house on a hill to the north of Burbank City. I think that might work quite well, really. So we don't wanna talk your ear off, but we won't just end here, because we've got a little bit more to go. We'll take you as far as Cerulean City, but it won't be Cerulean City. Okay, so you leave Burbank to the east, as you do in as you would Pewter City, Kanto, and that route has stayed the same. Yeah, we really like that route. The route where youngster Joey says, I like shorts, they're comfy and easy to wear, and all that lot. I think that's a really good route, so we're keeping it in there, I'm afraid. So there you go, and you take that route all the way to what used to be Mount Moon, but is now, Sanjit, what is it now? Yes, we have changed Mount Moon to Mount Moon. This is the second time we have done this with Viridian Forest, but I really do not see how you can get rid of Mount Moon. In my opinion, it's the most fun cave in all of Pokemon, I think, because it's well lit. There's no need to use flash. If you don't know your way around it, then it's quite easy to get lost, but by the same token, it's not a chore that it's too big and too long. There's no HMs needed. You get the fossils there. I think Mount Moon is a really fun and also challenging cave, because if you are unfamiliar with it, uninitiated, it's very easy to come out of Mount Moon with your Pokemon in a heap, dead, and then you fight Blue on that Nugget Bridge in Cerulean City and you die. So really, there's an awful lot. The Mount Moon is a challenging, but also by the same token a very doable opening cave, and I think it's done enough to deserve to keep its position. So you emerge from Mount Moon, and where do you emerge, Nigel? Well, I would love to tell you where we emerge from Mount Moon, Sanjit, but we've already been rambling on for about 15 minutes, so it's gonna have to wait till next time. I hope you're enjoying this little series we're doing of making a composite Pokemon universe. You can always, please do, post your thoughts in the comments and about what you would put where and what you would do and what you think of our selection so far. Sorry, I went on as if I had more to say. I am done talking. I'm talking no more. I have finished. Goodbye. Well, that's one way to end the video, Nigel. Yeah, so post your thoughts, guys, and I hope you're enjoying, and we'll see you in the next part, where we will tell you what we've done with Cerulean City. And you can take bets on what city we've placed there, because I will tell you we have removed Cerulean City, and we love Cerulean City, but it is not there anymore. So take your guesses in the comments as to what city we've put there. And I'll give you another hint. It is a city from Sinnoh. Goodbye, everybody.